I'm Mike Robinson. Tune in to today's episode where I'm stalking wild fallow deer on big open downland with my friend Robbo, then go to my gorgeous restaurant in Bath to cook a beautiful fallow pie. Remember to like, subscribe and tune in for new adventures. It's a really beautiful day here in the Cotswolds. I've been out stalking this morning. This is the sort of day we dream about. And this afternoon I'm going to a property that is huge, wide open fields, and the fallow deer like to bask in the middle of the fields. And it's a perfect opportunity to go there. Tends to be that it's really, really good between 1 and 3 in the afternoons in the winter. It's now 12 o'clock, it's an hour away. So we got the old truck, the old Land Rovers ready. We've got sticks, we've got essentials, we've got rifles, all nice and safe. We've got plenty of ammunition, we've got the bag. So, away we go. So if you look out here, you can see we have on the hill maybe, how many do you think there are, Robbo?
It's quite laid down. 150, 160 something?
So about 150 fallow deer on that hillside over there. And so we haven't got a hope because they are 80 yards from my boundary. So let's go find some we can shoot. So for today we've got the 6.5 Creedmoor here, and we've got the 6.5 PRC, which is purpose built for these big long fields. And you can see the sort of ground we're hunting on. Massive, massive arable fields. And these arable fields hold not thousands of deer, but the deer tend to be in groups, and we've spotted a group of deer the other side of this wood. So we're going to make our way through the wood and pop out. The wind is coming this way in our face, and we're going to make our way through the wood and try to get a couple of deer, and then we'll pick them up, go round, carry on. But I should think there's 20 deer in this group, so what we're ideally trying to get are either young males, prickets, because by now they're well over the rut, or mature females being the preference. Okay, let's go. So, what we've got is a really good situation here. We've got the wind blowing straight in our face, and I'm 99% sure that the deer are in the hollow beneath us, down here. So we're going to creep along. We want to be at 100, 150 yards, and hopefully get an opportunity. I think they're in that hollow because of the wind. Let's check these fields too. You can see how big these fields are that we have to try to control these fallow in. So Robbo's heading out to just squint over the skyline because we've got to close the gap by at least 200 yards. But also, with this wood behind us, we're not silhouetted, but you can see how white my face is. That's why Robbo's put his face veil on. So when the deer look up the hill, they don't see a white face. I'm guessing he's seen them. I see them too. I can see them in the bottom. I can see them. They're just down there in the bottom. I need to turn this thing off. It's going to beep. Okay, so we've got to 300 yards. We think we can make it to 200. And then Robbo's going to try and get one with the PRC. We'll probably just get one here. About 250 yards, and very often here that is the range we have to shoot these deer at. At that range you'll probably just shoot a straightforward chest shot. What? I would try and take that big-bodied but poor-headed buck.
Yeah.
That is 1, 2 from the left.
Yeah.
Do you want to go another 20 yards? They don't know we're here.
I'm going to try and just crawl forward and go to the left a bit up the hill. So
Yeah, I agree.
Just change the angle slightly.
And close another 20 yards.
Yeah. I'll try it.
Oh, with its head up. In the neck. Okay. Okay. That's all right. Well done. You want to go up over that hill and try and get another one?
Yeah, just let them settle. Let's see if they just settle.
That's beautifully neck shot, Robbo.
Yeah.
I think if you run up that hill now, you'll get another one.
Yeah.
Here they go.
We might get another go at these in the valley if we stay down.
Yeah, they don't know anything that happened. So the great thing about this is our moderators are so good on these rifles that those deer they only trotted off, they didn't run off, and no stress. This is really, really important. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, it's a good shot. Happy with everything that's there. Obviously not the most ideal shot. Trying to sort of thread it at a deer sort of with its arse onto you, trying to pick the sort of the top of its neck out at an angle. But you know, it's only 200 yards, so it's not really.
And making sure we got a lovely safe backstop.
Yeah. I mean,
And that deer, you had no deer within 3 feet of it.
Yeah.
And that for a rifle is adequate. So that 130 grain outfitter in that PRC, that's a heck of a round by Hornady, isn't it?
Yeah. It's probably about the best way to get the benefit. I mean, yeah, you can go a lot heavier, but then we're not trying to shoot ridiculous distances.
So looking along here, the edge of this wood, you'd be mistaken to think there were sheep here. All of these slots are fallow deer. Everything here. Hundreds and hundreds of pairs of feet. And admittedly, it can be the same ones trampling around, but there's a lot of deer here. We're just seeing if we can find these deer having gone over the hill. Take this, Robbo, take this. Oh, fuck. Yeah. In the left eye. We've taken 2 bucks out of a group of 12. We've taken a poor older male, 3-year-old, and a pricket, a young male. We've left all the good stuff, and we've had 2. As you heard, these rifles are so quiet and so accurate, these Savage PPRs, and this is what we designed these rifles for, was for this professional deer management. They can take a beating, they're unholy accurate, and with a suppressor, incredibly quiet. And that was the Creedmoor, that was 6.5 Creedmoor, which, honest to goodness, on these fields sounded like a 22. Okay, so let's have a look at this young fallow deer. And certainly since COVID, the fallow numbers in this country in certain areas have gone up dramatically. We also have a problem with low wholesale prices, so there's less incentive for people to get out, and appalling weather. So it's like a triple whammy. But it's critical that we do this. But we really like these deer. It sounds weird to say that, and we really want to make sure that we have a healthy herd. So having moderate numbers that are healthy and good size can only be achieved by robust but careful deer management, and that's what we're trying to do here. Anyway, let's have a look at this pricket. It's actually a poor sorrel.
Yeah, it just snapped off, look.
That's a poor sorrel.
Yeah.
So this is a 2-year-old deer. It's a poor sorrel.
Snapped off.
And look, there we are. There's where he was hit. So that deer never felt a thing. Bullets exited the back of the head.
Yeah.
And it was a perfect shot. So we have a very clean carcass here. Important thing now to do is if I can hand you that rubber and that, just you can drop the sticks if you want. Yeah. And I'm just going to bleed it. Always point the deer downhill if you're going to bleed. And then front leg, knife goes in, wiggle wiggle, little unzip, and there you see that lovely gout of blood. Right now that's all we need to do. So one of the most important things to retrieve a deer is always to get consent and permission. So I've spoken to farmer and gamekeeper and both have said it's perfectly okay because it's a freezing cold day and the ground's hard to drive on the tram lines. So here's our fallow deer. Absolutely perfect. Now we're going to take this and pick up the other one we got and take them to a tree we have in a particular spot where we grellicle the deer, and then Bob's your uncle. We can move on in about half an hour. We'll have daylight to go and find hopefully another group and repeat. 3-year-old?
I don't know. There's 3 or 4 anyway.
That's a... Yeah, genetically there's no loss there.
Yeah, he's not a lot there.
Yeah, he's
a little bit gory.
got the beginnings of a paddle on one side but not much on the other.
And he's got this sort of more of a weird brow tine, and you know, we're not looking at the heads really, but you know, out that bunch there, that was the best one to take, and
It was the best one.
you can see with his head at that angle there.
Yeah.
My shot entry should be somewhere same
I can
here.
see it. I can see it just above your finger.
Here's the end, here's the exit here.
Yeah, we were past the car up on that hilltop. So yes, very typical fallow management on big open fields. Now we need to crack on and see if we can get another. Now this is dry ground, so it's okay to pull this deer out. If this was wet, muddy ground, we'd be actually physically carrying this deer out to stop it getting covered in mud, but luckily it's bone dry and very cold. We're here in our beautiful kitchen at the Elder, our lovely, lovely restaurant here in Bath. And Bath is an amazing city for food. We like to think we're one of the best. And in this gorgeous restaurant, we cook tons of wild food and game. In fact, it's kind of our ethos, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Liam is our executive chef. He's the big boss here in the building. I quake when I'm in here. And,
I don't know about that.
And anyway, Liam and I are going to make a fallow shank pie. And we've done a little bit of work in advance to speed this up. What have we done and why have we done it?
Okay, so the fallow shank, we've taken it, marinated it in red wine, loads of root vegetables overnight, that was. Then we take it out, we just sealed it off, really, really dark, really good colour on that. And then we've reduced the braising liquor with all the vegetables in, and then we've braised it overnight. About 88 degrees for about 8 to 9 hours. Taking it out, and then on the stove I've got that reducing again, and then we're just going to build the pie with the shank, the meat, and some additional veg.
And if you want to do this at home, when we say braise overnight, it's as simple as having browned it off, put these shanks, if I were you I'd do like 4 or 6 at a time, put these shanks in a big deep roasting tray, deeper than the shank, with the liquor, cover it with baking parchment, then wrap it with aluminium foil.
Absolutely.
And then put it in your oven at 90 degrees. Walk away.
Forget
Your house
about
will
it.
smell great in the morning.
And forget about it. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, now, what else are we doing, big man?
Right, so I'm just going to roast off, so we've got some smoked bacon, some butter mushrooms that you can get really readily available. We're using Roscoff onions, just a sweeter type of onion, but French type, but you can use anything. And we have just blanched them off. So we've just quickly cooked them in butter, garlic and thyme. Not essential, but it's just what we do here at the restaurant.
And at home you might want to use shallots. Just get nice shallots, peel them, it's a bit of a pain. Allow 1 shallot per person, and that's shallot.
That's a lot.
All right, and then here we've got some dice, which is shoulder and neck meat from the fallow deer. Same thing, browned it off, braised it in the liquor with the shanks. So all in the same pot. This just gives us a little bit of additional padding in the pie. This is a chef's tip, this is a restaurant tip. By doing this, you've got extra padding, makes the pie even bigger and juicier.
Okay, so we've got the smoked bacon that we've diced. We're going to get them in. So basically we're just trying to render all the fat down, and then we can use the fat of the bacon to then colour the rest of the vegetables.
A really good hot tip that translates what we do here in a restaurant kitchen to your kitchen at home is what we call mise en place, or prep, MEP. Mise en place means put in place in French, and it's the core of everything that happens. So, for example, we have our mushrooms and our carrots already cut, all the same size, they cook the same speed.
Absolutely.
Another 30 seconds of rendering. Beautiful. I've got a little golden colour on there now.
Yep.
Going in.
Absolutely.
Right.
So then what you want to do is you want to coat all that in the fat, just so it cooks evenly.
We want to sweat that out for what, 3 to 4 minutes?
Yeah, I'd say another
You got some cloves of garlic, old boy?
Oh no, I've not. But we
I'll
can
get them. Right. Now bear in mind that garlic will soften up under the pastry. So I'm going to take a handful of this beautiful venison that we know is already tender and perfect. That's probably oodles. Now you can buy in shops now really good beef stock, and by which I mean liquid beef stock that's already reduced, proper stuff. Buy it on Amazon, buy it on the internet. It's super duper stuff. Keep it in the freezer, get it out when you need it. If you want to make this, which is our red wine sauce, all you do is reduce beef stock down by 2/3 with loads of vegetables, bits of roasted beef bones, and reduce red wine. Strain it all out, reduce it again, and you get beef sauce. This is sherry vinegar. Little splash.
So that will just take deglass, which means it will just take off all the bits at the bottom. That's where all the flavour is.
Red wine sauce, my friend. Right, let's go in and have a look. Let's turn that down. I'm going to add a little bit. This is our braising liquor. You see it's a bit grainy and juicy, but I'm just going to add a tiny splash. That, you can see immediately what we've got there. From having deconstructed it, we've now got,
Delicious, yeah.
Turn that one down too. A sensational pie filling. Delicious, tasty. I'm now going to have a taste. I don't need to season it. That's absolutely beautiful.
On the money.
And the vinegar has added a little sharp edge to it. It's thick enough because a pie needs to have juice, right? A pie doesn't want to be dry. Okay, sorted.
So I'm making the short crust pastry for Mike and Liam's Fallow Deer Shank pie. So I'm just adding 500 grams of flour, then 75 grams of suet, and then 250 grams of butter. Once you have everything in the bowl, we move it over to the KitchenAid, and then we will mix it with the paddle attachment until we get breadcrumbs that are formed. Breadcrumbs are when the dough starts to look like Robbo cube breadcrumbs. I'll leave that on for 10 minutes and come back to it. Right, let's go. Right, so once we've reached breadcrumbs, just check the flour, get your hand in it, make sure there's no lumps of butter. As soon as you're happy, put it back on. Then the last part, we've got 120 grams of yolks, 60 grams of water, which we're going to mix together. Give it a small, and then once the pastry is in nice clumps, we're going to take it off, take it over to our work surface, and then just finish by kneading it by hand. Just take the last little bits off. So empty the bowl. What I try to do is clump it all on the table first. And as it comes together, slow kneads. It's important not to mix it fully together, because those small lumps of flour, what you can see in the dough, is what makes it flaky. And once you're happy, just wrap it in cling film and let it rest for half an hour.
So I've got some of our big sexy onions. I don't know what you think, Liam, but I'm going to nestle 4 of these in the
That's it. Work well with the shallots as well at home. That would work well.
Ooh. Now the shank. So this is the fallow deer shank, and this is actually the deer that I harvested with my friend Robbo the other day. And look at this. Oh, Liam. Big fat close up of that.
Clean as you like.
So that is where I'm going to have it, like that. Can you please saw? Now here's a dirty trick for you. I want you to saw that there.
Yep.
With a bit of flat in it, so it sits flat like that.
Okay.
Can't beat a bandsaw, mate. Right, so there is our bone. Now watch. This is the joy of deconstructing things. This is a pie for 2 people that we will serve here in the Elder. Oh. All right. Love it. Now, what we should do really here is allow this pie to chill for 5 minutes in the fridge so that we don't start the process of melting the pastry, okay? So we're going to pop this in the fridge for 5 minutes, then put the pastry top on.
I don't.
Oh.
That should be about right.
Yeah, perfect.
Lovely. As soon as that's cooled down, and why do we do that? Well, we don't want to start the process of melting the fat in the pastry by putting it on a hot filling. So whenever you're making pies, let the filling go cold, keep the pastry cold, get it on, glaze it, decorate it, do whatever you like, and then bang in the oven when you need to serve it. So you could, doing this for Sunday lunch or doing it for a dinner for 6 people, do it the day before. So we've cut the pie so it fits inside nicely like this, and then we can literally do some nice little
So the egg wash, 1 will give it a glaze, but 2 it's going to stick the decoration on. And then what we'll do is we'll chill it, and then we'll go another egg wash. That will just give it more depth, and once it's cooked, it'll be slightly more crisp. Cool.
I think we'll just do it like that, keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
There we are. So we just have a nice little pie with a couple of nice little leaves on it, and then we're going to egg wash those as well. Make sure they're tamped down. So egg wash now goes in the fridge, 5 minutes literally into the fridge, then a second egg wash in the oven, and we're putting it in that oven at 220 Celsius for about 25 minutes. So there we go, 20 minutes later, fallow shank pie for 2. This is going to be going on our menu as an amazing sharing dish at the Elder restaurant here in Bath, and it's going to be stunning. Should we dish it up?
Yeah, let's do it.
We just got some chives in our gorgeous dirty buttery mash here. This is just beautiful buttery mash, very, very smooth. Oh. Let's have a big fat close-up in there.
Bit of truffle.
Right, and now to finish it off, beautiful black truffle. And there we have it, fallow deer pie and mash. In you go, chaps.
Go on, Dale.
I love these big chunks of shank.
Lovely.
Spot on for me.
Do you know what I love?
All
The
day.
slightly greasy, naughty texture of suet pastry.
Very naughty.
That is a real pie. Proper job. Thank you for watching our field to restaurant kitchen extravaganza here. Follow me next time when another similar adventure will unfold.